up, guys? I want to tell you something. People say they keep boundaries because the way you act, the way you treat people. And I'm going to tell you why some of my ex keep boundaries. And one of them, they keep boundaries because of jealousy, deception for friends, not used to not having nothing. In my past relationships, I always been on top and people choose jealousy. And I have always had my own money and I always have did things. So if a woman set up a boundary with me, it's because of jealousy. I need you to understand it's because of jealousy. I need you to understand it's because of jealousy. So let's address those issues because of what is going on here. So when we talk about boundaries, I know in my situation, people gonna set up boundary because of jealousy, because of lies and manipulation of people, friends not having the same things, mama not giving a chance, and that's the behavior got. So if everybody getting the concept why things are, why people starting up boundaries in relationships, and I know why I set my boundaries up for the same thing she said. But other people have no reason to set a boundary when they let jealousy and manipulation get in the middle of it. And that's the concept of it, right? If you understanding it, right? So we just putting it in an academic where people allowing jealousy to win and narcissism and people parents not giving us a chance to tell. And I'm not talking about everything. The concept because Orion trying to bring that concept the way he thinks into my other relationships and narcissist behavior. So this um I can see why my boundaries, but other people's boundaries are let manipulation and jealousy get involved. And people we and all the rest of those things. And people kill your cousin. One thing I had to learn, I should not care what people think in my relationship. Oh, her cousin. Oh, I don't like the way y'all talk to each other, act with each other. And it's the way we don't treat each other rough at first, but the way they behaved and the direction that was going. One friend wanted to become a porno star, and she got mad because I didn't want to spend my money on that thing as a team. So the concept of what you're talking about, the concept, right? Are you talking about what you're talking about, but you got to get the concept of it? Are we talking about those things? So the concept of we talk about boundaries, but a person got no right to set up boundaries when her cousins were jealous and her friends. Manipulation. So when people set up boundaries, they set up boundaries because of their own hurt of manipulation from their cousins and their friends. Those are why boundaries. And let's mix it up a little bit. Let's give you a definition because everybody always giving one concept of boundaries. And people think a woman gonna think somebody hurt them, but not checking the people that's around them. That's causing the pain. That's causing them to lose the relationship. So we gotta understand as a teen and as a grown up, how can we understand those matters? So we're addressing things and I'm putting it on TikTok. So if we're talking about this boundaries relationship, and that's gonna be on TikTok, and we talking about these things. Definition of boundaries. And we talking about those things. So a woman gotta understand if we talking about teenager relationship, where other manipulation coming, because it can't always be the man that gotta understand. You gotta worry about the conflict. I have to deal with that in marriage, the conflict between it, and not able to give us those spaces that we deserve to see things. So the concept of those things being done and the concept of what you're trying to do, you got to be able to understand it. So if people allow cousins and jealousy become between things and manipulate our friends are not having nothing, how can we understand it? So you have to understand the conflict that comes behind those things in relationship and boundaries, and how other people play a key part of the manipulation keys of hurt. The man or the teenager can't be always the blame of the situation. And let's talk about the concept of manipulation. Let's talk about those things for we can be able to address it. If it's a teenager relationship, it's always people instigating and starting up trouble. So you're giving that concept, but that's when we talk about boundaries of a woman getting hurt. You got to realize the other people that played in a part of the manipulation. A woman got to heal about the behavior from others, not the behavior of a man. What caused that conflict? And that's the concept that we need to address in those things and how the things is. And when we talking about relationship and boundaries, who all plays the key part of it? We understand not to talk to people, but as far as the situation is, we have to realize who played the part of it. A woman got to realize she have to heal by the mistakes of others around her. That's the only way a woman or a man gonna heal to get where you're trying to go to peace and paradise to understand it, right? So you gotta get that concept. A woman gotta see your world, but they got a man. But it takes two couples to see both worlds and all mindsets. So you gotta be the couple in that relationship, see the mindset from others to understand it. You gotta notice the behavior chart. So we have to understand if we're gonna let's start this contract. Boundaries, relationship, boundary from family, whatever we're trying to start it. And this is going on my TikTok. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna address it. We're gonna say something about it. And that's the topic of conversation. Let's talk about the other mindset that causing a conflict between. So can we get the concept? I'm a nobody not to get in the situation because by minding those things. So can they realize in my relationship what a conflict was? In some of my teenager relationship, we never had the chance to be together because of the conflict out of those matters. But a woman got to wake up to see who the problem that's around the situation to identify it. To identify the hurt. You can't always blame the man and not understand why you can't take care of home and take care and keep your boyfriend the way he is. And you have to understand that what is the problem. The woman got to look at that. Take a step back and look at the mindsets and everything that's around you. What distracted you? What broke it up with the behavior? Jealousy with the behavior. I always had my money. Her mom used to come and watch me and have Walmart. Just because I quit Big Lots. Just because I quit a job, I still got business with them in school. When I used to work at Big Lots as a teen. So Mirza can say what he wants. But I still had business with Big Lots during school. So the